It is 7:30, almost sunrise up here at Snoqualmie Pass, and we just had our first snow up in the mountains today. I am going to be climbing something I've had my eye on for a little bit now, mostly because I've seen this thing a lot driving over the mountains here, and that would be Guye Peak. That peak right there. It is a steep scramble hiking trail that is supposed to be amazing, has awesome views, but it is a really cool looking rocky spire from the highway, and I see this thing all the time, so I've been wanting to climb it. And Guye Peak is just over 2,000 feet of climbing in about 1.5 miles. So this is steep, this is tough, but it is going to be beautiful. The skies are clear, views are going to be awesome. Let's get going because I gotta warm up. It is freezing. I am familiar with the first part of this trail, which is as brutally steep as I remember, because this trail is shared. You can turn right to go up Guye Peak at the junction, or you can turn left and go up Snoqualmie Mountain at the junction. I did Snoqualmie at the beginning of the summer, and that was fun. And I said it'll probably be a year before I decide I want to climb up all these steep rocks. Well, here I am 6 months later, climbing up all the steep rocks again, so that didn't last. Well, there you have it, the Snoqualmie Pass sunrise. Yeah, this is the vertical part of the trail. So the trail has two parts. The first part is you have to go basically straight up the side of the mountain to gain the ridge. And once you gain the ridge, it's still steep, but not quite as steep, and then the final scramble. But, yeah, I'm in the middle of the straight up the mountain part, but this view is definitely worth it. We even got a full moon. Gorgeous. But yeah, I am halfway up this section, so once I make it to the junction, then just keep climbing. And I mean, look at that view behind me. That's already spectacular, and I'm very excited for this summit. It is supposed to be pretty cool. I made it to the boulder field, which is the halfway point, and I'm sure you've noticed there is some snow, and the snow has reminded me that I forgot my gaiters. So I don't think it's supposed to get much deeper than this, so we'll see how this goes and how wet my feet get doing this. Fortunately, it's a short trail, so I think I can survive, but I am kicking myself a little bit for forgetting them. But this is the halfway point, and fortunately this also means that climbing up the steep side of the mountain is over, and now I get to climb up the steep ridge. But this is the halfway point. I am halfway to this awesome summit, and I mean, you can see the peaks behind me. This is beautiful. It is so nice to see some fresh snow, even if it is going to make me very cold. But yeah, getting up the boulders and going up the ridge, I am excited. There's snow and ice, but like the rock has been dry, so I am hopeful for being able to properly summit this thing. We'll see. Either way, beautiful. There it is. I can see the rocky outcropping on top. That's the summit. That is always an encouraging sight. And yeah, the trail actually hasn't been too bad. Snow and ice is compact, fortunately. I am not the first person to climb this, so it's been pretty easy going. And yeah, it's only half as steep as it was before, so I'm happy. And oh, the view, obviously, like with the moon over the mountain, amazing. But yep, I am really loving this so far. And now look at the summit. Oh, it's always exciting when you see the summit. Anyway, continuing on. Now, my favorite seasons in the mountains are summer and fall. Absolutely my favorites. However, when the snow comes and you're in a forest and then the golden early sunlight hits, that is hard to beat. It is so beautiful. Just the way the trees filter the light, the way it hits the snow. Ah, so pretty. It's just, I don't know. That's just probably the most magical moment you can have in the snow, for me at least. And what a gorgeous place. I am on the last little approach up to the scramble. So, and it'll be in the sun. Finally the sun. Behind me is the summit block, and look at it, it's clear. I was a little worried coming out to do this that it might be too snowy and too icy to get the final summit, but the rock is pretty dry and it looks like I can get up that thing. That's the summit. Of Guye Peak. This is as cool as I had hoped it would be. Oh my gosh, this rock is in really good shape. I am standing on the summit block, although there are kind of three summits. There's the one I'm standing on, this one, and this one. There is debate about which one is taller. Most people say it's the furthest one. That requires equipment and stuff, and for my safety, I'm gonna say this is the summit. But It is, oh my gosh, this is so cool. First summit with some fresh snow on the mountains on a beautiful clear day like this. Does not get better. But this was short, so I get to just enjoy this amazing view, the sun, and I have it all to myself, just the way I like it. I will give the tour because this is a really gorgeous panoramic view of so many iconic peaks up here at Snoqualmie Pass. I think of course we have to start, we usually start looking south at beautiful Mount Rainier. The point here, that is Silver Peak in front of Rainier. And then coming over here we have Bryant Peak, and then we have Chair Peak, and then this peak that has been like kind of constant in the view the whole time, that is Snoqualmie Mountain. I climbed that at the beginning of summer and that was an epic climb. Such a cool looking mountain. And then coming around over this way we have Red Mountain. I climbed that. That was kind of annoying to climb. We have Kendall Peak. I climbed that about a year and a half ago now. And then you can see the PCT and the Kendall Catwalk cuts along there. And then we're back looking south. So you got more mountains going east. You've got the I-90 corridor, and down here, this is Snoqualmie Pass. Oh man. One of the things I love about peak bagging is it is very gratifying to climb a mountain like this and be able to be like, I've been up there, I've been up there. It's just fun. And especially like this peak here, it's really scary looking from the highway, and it's surprisingly doable to climb. It looks like there's no way you can climb that without a bunch of crazy equipment, but it's just steep. So yeah, this is very fun. I really like it. Also, the rock is nice and solid, like all the holds, no crumbly rock. That is such a treat. I think this might be my most comfortable snack spot to date. This rock makes like the perfect chair. It's actually awesome. Right in the sun. This is a very luxurious summit, turns out. Oh my gosh. And I still got to dangle my feet over the edge. You know, it's a good ways down, I'd say. Well, I just had an amazing time on this summit, and I'm gonna start heading back down. Here's the problem. I can see my car down there. That is the parking lot. So I gotta go down this and then straight down the side of the mountain. This is not going to be a particularly fun descent. I am gonna put spikes on for the down. I didn't need them for up, but to make sure I don't slip and hurt myself on some snow and ice, they're definitely going to be needed because, yeah, this is steep. So it is worth it for these views. If the views were not this good, it would not be worth it, but this is a pretty darn fun climb. So I am gonna head back down and see how long it takes me to get back down to the car that I can see from the summit. made it back down that extremely steep slope. Guye Peak was really fun, actually. I was surprised by how much fun that was, even if it does have that climb at the beginning. And what a way to kick off late fall to the beginning of winter in the mountains. This was the first proper snow. I couldn't have asked for better weather, and it's a really fun peak. I think it'd actually be really good conditioning hike for like harder climbs and stuff. This would probably be a good one to start out there. And I have to say, I think that Guye Peak wins the most comfortable summit award. There's basically like a lawn chair up there. So I had a lot of fun enjoying the views, having a nice half-day climb to enjoy all of this beautiful snow. It's really starting to look like winter in the mountains, so there are going to be a lot more snow-covered adventures in the future. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and here are my favorite pictures from the climb today. Enjoy.